Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing casino policy yet again here in Thailand, gambling specifically here in Thailand. For those who are unaware, for the most part, gambling is illegal in Thailand. There are some exceptions to that rule, the lottery, for example, certain aspects of racing here in Thailand. But the reason for the video is things are kind of moving along. Things are kind of in a fluid state at the moment, and it's looking like we may see, I hesitate to say, or I stress saying we may see some evolution with respect to casino policy. The reason I thought of making this video was I was reading a recent article from the Bangkok Post, bangkokpost.com. Article is titled, "Taking the Casino Punt," quoting directly, and I urge those who are watching this video interested in this topic, you might want to check that out for yourself because there's a lot of information in there. Quoting directly, "In the matter of revenue and tax collection, the law permits legalization of casinos, although they must be owned and run by the state unless the state grants a concession to private businesses to operate." Well, yeah, I mean, okay, only the state can do it unless the state says you can do it. Okay, fair enough. So if the state says you can do it, you can do it. Quoting further, "On the matter of investments, the report argues the complexes will help boost post-COVID economic recovery. They should be self-contained and comprehensive, modeled on Singapore's resort-style entertainment complexes, only bigger." I couldn't disagree with that more. I don't know why here in Thailand we constantly are looking to Singapore as some sort of, great example. Singapore is nothing like Thailand at all. Singapore is a city-state. I'm not saying, let me be clear, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Singapore. I'm just saying to adopt Singapore's model of doing things, just whole cloth, is not really necessarily the way to do things. I mean, we don't need to do that. Why are we constantly, I mean, I find that fascinating. We constantly look at Singapore here in Thailand, and, I got to say, as a naturalized Thai, I don't really want to live in Singapore. I don't have anything against Singapore, but what's good for Singapore is probably good for Singapore. It may not be so good for Thailand. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. In my opinion, folks that are really looking at this hard with respect to, the analysis on what would be the best thing for Thailand, gambling is a tricky thing. I worked in the casino industry. I worked in the gaming business for a number of years, actually. And while I'm not going to claim I was anything at an executive level or anything like that, but I've been around it, and I've seen the effects it can have. It can be pernicious. It can have negative impacts on a community. And also, the big thing that worries me about this notion of a complex where everything is just like, there's just one place where everybody goes for that, it becomes a black hole of capital. It sucks up all of the money in a given economy. I've seen this. So-called convenience gaming, especially convenience gaming, in places where the jurisdiction is such that there's only one option for so-called convenience gaming. So Kansas is a perfect example for this, where they now have a state-owned casino. I think they have one. They may have more now. But there were also what were called the Native American reservations in Kansas that had casinos, but they were pretty few and far between. So for example, one town might only have one casino. And the result of that is you get kind of all the negative insofar as, you have all the problems, the societal problems of people gambling too much and all of that. And then at the same time, it's like a sinkhole of economic activity. You're just pulling all that money into one place. I've said it before and I'll say it again, and I really hope policymakers think about this. If they think about bringing this to Thailand, there's a strong argument to be made for allowing smaller venues to have at least minimal kinds of gaming. And what I mean to say is like maybe allowing a place to have a single card room, or even have a card room, or a single card table, or a few, my opinion, slot machines don't really add a lot to the overall economy, but okay, maybe folks can have a few slot machines in a given place. The point is, if you're going to have it, it's a good idea to try and mitigate the impact, the negative impacts. And a major negative impact that nobody ever looks at is it just really acts as a sinkhole for a big portion of the capital in a given economy. And this is especially true and something entertainment venues should be well aware of, because a lot of the entertainment money, the entertainment bot, if you will, the percentage of the entertainment wallet will kind of get sucked in again to one sinkhole. Again, I'm not saying there's any right or wrong to this, but I think it's interesting that it seems to be moving in the direction of kind of having a central place where gaming would occur. And I think it, as counterintuitive as it might sound, it actually would have probably a better impact on the community if more, and for that matter, smaller venues could kind of get a piece of the action, if you will, because it would allow movement of the capital around the overall economy.